Welcome to our special corner. Today, we're going to look at the stories and literature of the Philippines from the Spanish period. In this explainer, we're going to explore stories from the Philippines. We will see how these stories changed a long time ago, when people from Spain arrived on the islands. So, where does our story begin? First, we'll look at the moment the Spanish arrived in the Philippines, and how their influence started to grow. The story of Spanish influence begins in the year 1521. This was the year an explorer named Fernando Magallanes first arrived in the islands. The Spanish gave the land a new name. They called it Las Islas Filipinas, in honor of their king, Felipe of Spain. Many years passed, and then, in 1565, a man named Miguel López de Legazpi arrived to begin the Spanish conquest of the islands. The arrival of the Spanish didn't just change the government, it changed writing forever. Let's explore how. Before the Spanish came, stories were mostly spoken. People told stories to each other. They did not write them down very much. After the Spanish came, things changed. People started writing on paper. They used a new alphabet and even printing presses. And with these new tools, writing also took on a new purpose. The most important reason to write was to teach people about the Catholic religion, also known as Christianity. Because of this focus on religion, two main types of literature emerged during the Spanish period. Let's explore them both. The first kind was religious literature. The goal of this writing was simple. It was to teach people about religion. Here are two famous examples. The first is the Doctrina Christiana, which was one of the very first books printed in the Philippines, teaching basic Christian prayers and rules. The second is the Pasyon, a very long poem about the life of Jesus, which people would often sing together during Holy Week. The second kind was secular literature. The goal of this writing was different. It was made to entertain people, like fun stories, but also to teach good morals and values. Some popular examples were the Awit and the Corrido, which were long poems that told exciting stories about knights and kingdoms. There were also popular plays called Moro Moro or Comedia. These plays always showed Christian heroes winning against Muslim villains, which supported the religious goals of the Spanish. But after hundreds of years of Spanish rule, something began to change. Filipino writers started to use their stories not just to entertain, but to fight for freedom. Francisco Balagtas was a very important poet from this time. He wrote a very famous awit called Florante at Laura. What was so clever about his work? On the surface, it was a beautiful love story, but secretly, it was a powerful story criticizing the injustice and tyranny of the Spanish rulers. Another writer who became a national hero was José Rizal. He wrote two very powerful novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. In these books, he bravely criticized the Spanish government and the church for their abuses. His stories were so powerful that they inspired Filipinos to fight for kalayaan, the word for freedom. This shows the big shift in writing. The purpose of stories changed completely. It went from being about religious themes, which is called Macaria de Yon, to being about revolutionary ideas, or mapanghimagsik. Literature became a tool for freedom. This leaves us with a powerful question to think about. How can a story, just words on a page, become more powerful than a sword and inspire a revolution? Thanks for watching. I hope you have learned something.